I had to work for that one pretty hard. Obviously the start was really good and got myself alongside into turn one, and essentially holding my ground is what won me the race. So trying to stay in the dirty air was pretty much impossible today. So I wouldn't have had enough to go and overtake Max. I was struggling at the end of the medium stint. So proud that we got a good start, and that's what won us the race, essentially.
Did your chances of winning that race hinge on what happened at turn one?
Yeah, potentially. That is what it is. I think it's also better we don't talk about it, because we are anyway not allowed to express our opinions on that. So the positives are, of course, that in the race, I think, we had quite good pace compared to Friday. We improved a lot, because on Friday we were struggling a lot on the tires, and I surprised myself in that first stint. I didn't expect that we could actually pull away a little bit. On the hard tire, I have to say that it was probably a little bit more difficult. I had too much understeer in the car again, and then you can't really attack corners. But overall, still a very good race for us.
Today, I don't feel like there was anything more on the table. Every laps were really, really good. There was no mistakes. Strategy perfect. Pit stop, again, perfect. We don't talk much about our pit stops, because whenever they go wrong, we obviously speak about it, because you can lose a race with it. But the mechanics are doing an incredible job. I think we have been dominating the pit stop battle since the beginning of the season, and that's thanks to the hard work they've done. But overall, it's been the perfect race, and today couldn't do anything more than a P3.
I think it was the best we could achieve today. Clearly, we're not head and shoulders above the rest. As Oscar showed, it's not an easy race. Max probably would have won if we didn't have the penalty. We've got those kind of issues still. It's not easy races, which just means when I make mistakes, like yesterday, like in some other races, because I'm just not getting it as much as I need to, then I make my life pretty tough, like today, So, no, I'm still happy. I'm happy with my comeback today. Best I could achieve, and now I'm looking forward to a break.
Really struggling with tyre overheating. I was holding on to the front two at the beginning just by a thread. And then the second stint, I was pushing so hard to stay with them, and suddenly my tyres got way too hot, and I dropped off the cliff, and I was losing a second a lap in the last 7-8 laps. So P5 is where we deserve to finish, but the performance was pretty underwhelming today.
We kind of maximized the performance. I think on medium, I struggle a little bit with the balance. And especially the front tire gave up pretty early on, which was quite a surprise, because obviously in the long run we did in FP1 was a completely different limitation. But obviously, the track change, and the FP1 was during the day and now was at night, so it makes sense that the track changed. So definitely good learning for the future. But yeah, that put me to pit a lot earlier than what I wanted to. But then on the second stint, I kind of had the same limitation but less, because obviously we did a flap adjust in the pit stop, and then I was really trying to manage in the first few laps, especially because I was afraid to lose the front again, and then it really paid off in the last 10-15 laps, and it was good to see that the pace was strong.
I just lacked grip. I lacked good balance. It was just fighting the car every corner, and nothing I did would work.
How much adapting are you having to do during a race to try and get more performance out of the car and, I guess, respond to it?
Almost every corner you do. Trying to every lap, every time you're going around, you're trying to adapt to improve on that specific spot.
Well, with the huge experience you have, now you've got a week off before the Miami Grand Prix. Is that going to be a key time for you to reflect on the start of the season, learn from it, and put some plans in place?
I know, if you want to look at it positively, yes, but I mean, honestly, I don't think so. It's not going to make any difference.
I think today we managed to honestly nail a very good race, and on top of that managed to help Alex to get some, make sure he was getting on the point. So very, very happy. We executed a very good race. Even though the pit stop was for the first time in the year a bit compromised, a bit slow, but from there on we managed to push forward, and I did a very quick last lap, showing, I think, the pace that I had today, which is very good.
Honestly, we had really strong pace. I think we played it safe to make sure that we created a DRS train to make sure that Isaac didn't overtake us. So if we got left alone, I think Carlos and I had a bit better pace than what it showed there. But we talked about this strategy. It got brought up in the strategy meeting, actually more with Pierre, because Pierre was going to have good race pace today. But then obviously Isaac took his place and we did the same thing, so very happy.
To be fair, I didn't know points were possible on pure pace, and we managed to do it. So it was a really good effort, and yeah, towards the end was super frustrating because if they were not teammates, P8 was on the cards quite easily, but it's part of racing. We would have done the same.
I gave everything on track, and it was hard to keep up the pace with the cars in front. We were just not quick enough. So yeah, P11 is the worst position probably you can finish, and we need to get used to it. It's going to be difficult to score points this year.
I didn't have a great start, and then just wrong place on the first lap when everything sort of happened and I went off track. So it's a shame. I think the car was pretty quick, honestly, and we just spent the whole race in traffic again, no matter what we did. So yeah, it's a shame.
Struggling a little bit, especially in that first stint with the balance, and yeah, I wasn't able to do much today out there.
Well, you did do one thing. I saw a lovely move on Jack Doohan. Was that a sweet one for you out there?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it doesn't really mean much when you're not fighting for the points. So yeah, we'll keep working and then trying to improve.
You know, if we take the average of this triple, I think, you know, we've managed to put the pieces together in Bahrain on my side, in Suzuka. I think on Ollie's side he was very good as well. But here, yeah, I think yeah, we struggled basically, and we tried something, you know, with the strategy. We've positioned ourselves into the points quite clearly, and if something would have happened, we would have consolidated that position. But yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't enough.
Yeah, I guess clean race from everyone. Not even a yellow flag apart from lap 1, I guess. So yeah, pretty uneventful with a low deck race. I think at the front they all one stop, didn't they? Yeah, it is like that, but yeah, it was difficult for us, you know, not enough speed, too much tire deck, so definitely some work to do.
We had to stop, but to get something out of the race, you know, we had to keep going and hope for a safety car, so that's what we did. Unfortunately, it didn't come to us, but yeah, it was the only chance we had to pick something up.
One of my most difficult in Formula 1 today. Combination of things just weren't clicking. First, it wasn't looking terrible. We obviously took the game on that first lap safety car. I questioned it initially because I'm like, well, we've got 49 laps to go here on this hard. And to be honest, I felt quite comfortable in the first laps behind Nico, and unfortunately just not enough to get past on the straights. And so then I would, you know, take sort of a lap to not be up his gearbox, let everything cool down. But if I sort of wasn't at that 0.5, 0.6 and still even in DRS, I was just a victim to the cars behind.
We went with a strategy up to me, my decision to go aggressive for quali because I had not a lot of laps. And yeah, just did my mistake in quali, shame. And then didn't had so many tires in the race, to be honest. I had only one set of hard, one set of medium. Ended up using both of them and didn't have any spare tires to pit at the end and put some pace. And I had no more tires at the end of the race. I was completely gone. So I need some rest, I need to recover, I need to reset energies and get back to Miami, I think, in a better place than what I am right now.
For me, it's just racing instance. I don't think I could do better than that, to be honest. I try my best to avoid as much as I can, but also like in that kind of space, like it's really hard to avoid.
Well, I mean, I think I had a good run in turn 4. Managed to, you know, get a good braking and get ahead of him. And yeah, I was aware it was on the inside, so I left as much space as I could on the exit of the corner. I think I had already 2 wheels off the track. I had to keep my inside wheels obviously inside the white line to make sure make the move pass. But yeah, fortunately there was this touch, and then yeah, just sent my car spinning.